Hey bitches, welcome to Belly and the Dancer, a podcast hosted by two best friends who will fearlessly explore a range of topics, leaving no subject off the table.
Join us as we dive into engaging conversations and take you on an unfiltered journey through diverse subjects. Let's go!
Yay!
Oh no! Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to episode 3.
Yay!
I can't believe it's episode 3 already. We've had a great morning, haven't we, Unky Neil? We've been at the gym, working up a sweat, working on our fitness.
Oh my God, it's been next level. Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, Kurt. Shout out to Kurt. And we're actually going to share, because he is a fabulous trainer, isn't he?
Yeah, amazing.
So we're going to share his details somewhere along the lines. Kurt from KFP Fitness, keeping us fit.
Keeping us on track.
On track. Your goal is to be on track for?
Greece.
I
did some research.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that keg needs to go.
And you've been doing so good, because I don't know about anyone else that's listening, and I don't know whether about yourself, but fitness for me is always something I've been interested in, but I have also found it, and it shouldn't be this way, but very confusing as well. Like, there is so many different things that you can do. And even I've had different trainers and I've been to different gyms, and it's just confusing. But what I'm loving is that we're doing it together and we're just having the best time.
Always the best time. And like, my TikTok is full of trainers and I'm sick of them swearing at me. Like, that's one person and he always goes, hey cunts. And
is that what he says?
I was like, oh,
that's his
yeah, and that was on my algorithm.
Yeah.
And it's like, he swears at me every morning. I was like, I'm going to go see Kurt, who doesn't swear at me.
Kurt doesn't do that to us. However, he does make us work hard.
Yeah,
which we're grateful for. We're very grateful for him. So we've done that this morning. But yeah, it is definitely something that I wanted to go into a little bit on the body positivity and confidence thing, because it goes hand in hand, right? So, but it affects so many people, and so many people get so confused and lost in this world of like health and well-being and what they need to be doing, and they want to look a certain way. And I don't think it is like, it doesn't discriminate. It's not for like, it's not just like that for men or women. It's both, I think. Have you ever struggled with anything like that?
Well, it's after I had the stroke and like, obviously Dan started training, like, it was never a thing top of mind. Like, I was just like, I am who I am. Yeah. And then I think that really scared her, and I was like, oh no. And then, because I was afraid to move, and then I put on like 20 kilos and I was like, oh shit, got to do something about it. But then it's so easy. Like, no one holds me accountable when it comes to this. Yep. Like, because I'm very good at making myself busy, so I don't need to worry about it.
Exactly. Yep.
Like, on tour, doing this, doing that. And because we're so, like, I'm so goal orientated, just like you. Yeah. And unless I've got that goal to work towards, I'm like, just put it on the back burner. It's fine. Like, you know, I'll just buy more clothes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Buy oversized tees. Yeah. Buy, you know, pants out of that. A little bit looser so no rolls are hanging over. Sort of thing. But then it's that mental, like, I turned 40 in a month and a half.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you this because I've definitely got a whole new look on like health, and for me, as long as I'm happy and healthy, I'm stoked and over the moon, because being a dancer and growing up in the dance industry and being around, you know, always that expectation, I guess you could say, it does mess with you, and then you take it into your adult life, and you've always got like, you know, that's why I'm so grateful for the Burlesque L'Amour community, because it's funny, I could sit here and pick on 21,000 things of myself. But for me, every woman that walks through that door, the way that they look or their shape or size or anything is the least exciting thing to me about them. Like, it's not even something that I notice. But we can be so hard on ourselves about it and nitpick every little thing about us. But it's so funny because I don't know whether you found this at 30. Because, wait, how many years difference between us? We do this 10? Is it?
Almost
10? Almost.
No, like 8 years.
8 years.
Or something like that.
So I've always been pretty happy-go-lucky and always, you know, as long as I'm happy and healthy, but it's really like kicked in this year, and I'm 32 this year. But I reckon since I did turn 30, I've been harder on myself. And it's like, why is all of this just starting to become something that I'm so focused on, when really you think about it, right? Tomorrow could be our last day on this earth.
Exactly.
So you've just got to be in that moment. As long as you're happy, you're healthy, you're vibrant, you're loving life. But it's easier said than done. So how do you feel heading into 40?
It's crazy. So like, you know, obviously when we were younger, like going out, healthy meant skinny.
It's changed a lot, hasn't it? I want to know more about this time, because I feel like I was very young at that time.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go through that too much, but I can imagine it was like
it was crazy. It was next level.
Yeah.
Like to the point, I remember my most favorite, and I still have these pair of jeans. You've
kept them.
I kept them. They were women's size 8 bootleg.
Yeah. Loved a bootleg. I did love a bootleg.
It was like a wide bootleg, and you know, I had the fraying at the back of it because you know you bought them, and then you used to fray them. So they were big on me.
Wow.
Like,
so you were around that time when it was like
that was the.
What did they say? There was a what's that? Who's that model? They called it. Who's the really? You don't. I loved a bootleg, Paigey.
Loved it. That was what you wore.
Was it Kate Moss?
Kate Moss. And what was her famous?
There was a saying that was basically, I must Google it.
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
So yeah, the Kate Moss saying is nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. So you were around that time when that was the goal.
That was the goal. So it was literally, everyone was like as small as they can get. It was not like, yeah, you had your muscle Marys, which was your bigger muscly queens. Yeah. Like, and there was a couple of them. But apart from that, like the gay scene, like it was like everyone was so entrenched in like being super skinny. That was it. I remember 2007 when we lived in the UK, Kate Moss was literally in the H&M window.
Wow.
And she just was like, Terry was messaging me. He's like, there's a queue. And he goes, Kate Moss is just literally standing there.
Like the real life woman, not a mannequin.
Not a mannequin.
Wow.
And she had the foulest look on her face, but people were just swarming taking photos. It was like
she's probably super hungry. That's why she was probably looked cranky.
Breakfast 10 years ago. But yeah, like that was the look.
Yeah.
But then like in Australia, I think it was so different because we had Elle Macpherson, which was that natural glamour.
Yeah.
You know, super skinny. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. And you see all those like the supermodels when they first began, it was always that super skinny look. But thank God it's changed.
Thank God it's changed. I've been lucky enough to, I think apart from the dance industry, just because it's different, right?
Yeah.
And again, I was pretty cruisy about it growing up, but you still hold on to a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But for me, leaving high school, like I was always active, so I never really had to worry about anything. I always felt happy and healthy. But yeah, I was lucky leaving school that I sort of went into that era of strong is healthy. So I've been so blessed to like grow up with that. But it wasn't until turning 30, everything just feels different and a bit older. I know that's not old, but it just does feel different. And sometimes different's great, different's okay, but you can take it in a negative way for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. I try really hard because I do know, like I don't like to talk about it a lot because I feel very like responsible, I guess you could say, because so many women in my community who I think are incredible.
Yep.
I don't want them thinking that sort of stuff about them at all. So I try not to talk about it too much in the studio as well. But sometimes you need to take your own advice, right? It's like, here I am, I can say it to all these women, like, and I truly believe it. You know, you're amazing, you're sexy, you're gorgeous, you're a goddess, everything. Totally, totally believe it. But sometimes you need to, take a
leaf out of your own book. It's hard because, like, I remember growing up, my mum and my aunties were always on diet.
Yeah. Yes.
Always. And I was like, I remember thinking at 20, 25, I was like, when do we stop dieting? Like, when does that, like, the bone broth diet, the cabbage soup diet, the carrot diet, like, you name the fad, they did it. And
they did.
I remember, like, you know, mum, like, would cook us dinner and then she'd be having this soup.
Wow.
Like,
I know. It's torture, really, isn't it, when you think about it? And it's funny because I went on a little bit of a weight loss journey for myself, and I felt really good about it.
Yeah.
But the way I did that was that intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. It worked. I loved it. I felt energized, happy, healthy, and it was just something I needed to do for myself. But then it became a little bit obsessive. Yeah. It was so crazy. Like, you've been out for lunch with me numerous times where I wouldn't eat before 12 on the dot.
You would message, I was like, oh, George, we'll go meet up at 11:30. And you're like, oh, can we meet at 12?
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy. And that was something moving into this year and like even end of last year that I was just like, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to eat something just because it's not 12 o'clock. Like, it's
like literally half an hour.
Yeah. It's definitely something that I've started to just wipe from my mind altogether, to have a better relationship with eating and my body.
See, and since we started training, like for me, it's like understanding calories and understanding it's crazy. Yeah. Because like those, healthy veggie chips that are gluten-free, a serving's only meant to be 30 grams and I'll smash the packet.
Yeah. Do you know what else I want to take into like my new look on health is just how important your your body health and like your physical, but also your mental health, like your self-love to your mind is just as important to you as what it is for your body. And which we don't focus on that much, do we, at all? Like, that one gets pushed under the rug because everyone's just out there hustling, trying to get stuff done, trying to get to the gym, trying to eat right, trying to do all the things that they need to do. But then you forget that your mind is just as important, that you need to show that love too.
Yeah. And I think with us and with yourself, we're always on show.
Yes. Yes.
So
it's difficult being on show all the time, isn't it? You don't really think about it much until you just say it like that. We're on whether or not, from me, I'm on stage or I'm simply conducting a class. I'm always on show.
Walking through the supermarket.
Someone sees you.
Can't be having a bad headache.
Getting into that donut, that big jam donut, dripping all down his top.
It's like, didn't Neil go on a gluten-free diet? And he's like smashing down a pizza. I was like, promise it's gluten-free. But like just that bad day where you just want to get up, go to the shops, get everything done.
Yep.
But you can't. You have to put on that face, head out to the shops and like say hello to everyone. And you can be having the worst day and have a to-do list that's like 30 deep.
Yes.
And because we don't have that conventional work like the 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, Wednesday at 9 a.m. is our shopping day. Yeah. We have to get stuff done. Yeah. So you just kind of got to go in and you forget and you're like, it got told to me early on in business is like, Neil, your facials is what people see. Yeah. And I had to like tell people that, when I'm listening to you and I fold my hands, I'm not dismissing you. Yes. It's just comfortable for me.
Yeah, that's just how you conduct yourself at that point in time.
But I had to explain that to people because they're like, Neil, you look angry. I was like, oh no, it's my thinking face.
It's your thinking face, yeah.
So I've literally had to teach myself, don't stand there with my arms folded with my hip out and one leg out. Because
people do notice, right? So I often get, and I love my community for it, but if I'm having an off day, I try really hard to just, there was a saying that we were talking about the Kate Moss one, but I always stuck by the, not fake it till you make it, fake it till you become it. Yeah. And I think that's very different from making it. Becoming it and having yourself believe it is a lot more important, like your belief within yourself. So even if I'm having a really bad day, I'm like, it's okay that I'm having a bad day, but I'm also going to, turn that around. Yep. And isn't it, our community is wonderful, but man, they notice. I could get home and I get like, my inbox is full. Hey, I just wanted to check in, and I love them for that they're checking in on me to make sure I'm okay, but they obviously notice. Yep. And it's really, here you are thinking that you're masking it, but you're just not.
Even when Terry's on stage and doing their thing and people will look over and like afterwards people are like, oh, you're right. I was like, oh yeah, I was just reading emails. Like, like I have this 1 hour where I can like smash out some work, and then like obviously just that thinking phase. I'm like, oh my God.
Do you know what I take away from this though, which I love, is that if we ever are not okay, look at how many people we've got around us just to be like, we got you.
We'll
and
that's
in. So this is us encouraging you all to look after yourself, your mind and your body, and just be yourself, because
and just it's all about
tomorrow's not guaranteed. It's being healthy.
Our thing is, it's not like not going, this is the body I want. This is, it's gone, oh, Neil, you just need to get that a little bit healthier. Yeah. Like, because, being on tour, you've been with me. Yeah. You're like, chicken schnitzel again. I was like, that's all they got. And another thing that we're speaking about, I was like, we live on the sunny coast, and I could count on one hand with how many times we went to the beach last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one of these moments this year too, end of 2023.
Yeah.
I was like, I went to the beach and again got in my own head and I was like, you know what? Stuff it. How beautiful is the beach? I'm not going to not go in the water in my bikini just because I might see some absolutely gorgeous woman like 10 meters down. She looks fabulous. That's her. That's okay. Yeah. She looks great. And I look great too because I'm feeling happy and healthy. So I'm just going to dive in the water and not overthink going to the beach and do it more in 2024.
And that's we live in such a paradise, but I'm like, when do we actually stop and enjoy it?
Exactly.
And that's part of this year's resolutions as such.
That's
right. Is enjoying the beach, heading to the ocean and actually going in.
Yeah, exactly.
Jumping in, the way the brain works sometimes. You're thinking, and I think, is it because when we were younger, sometimes we would judge?
Yes, maybe.
It was just that natural. I was like, when's too old?
Yeah.
But there's no such thing as too old.
No such thing. So get in the water, get in those short shorts.
Every short I'm buying is a 5-inch inseam.
And I'll be there next to you in my G-string bikini and we'll be
enjoying
it. Watching it down.
And what was the other thing we're saying? I got to take more photos this year.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to be as young as the last photo you just took.
That's exactly right. Disclaimer is obviously we're not health professionals. Yeah, we're just here to share our thoughts on these topics. But I just encourage everybody that's listening to absolutely love yourself and nurture yourself and just do the best for your mind and your body and just feel your absolute happiest and healthiest.
Yeah, these topics that we're covering might trigger some people.
Yeah.
But it's just where we are in life and, as friends, and we talk about it all the time.
We do.
Being open and just, we thought, why not? Let's talk talk about it to everyone.
And we are your friends as well. So if you ever want to talk to anybody about it, reach out.
Jordan, who's joining us?
Our producer, Paigey Pops.
Hello.
How have you been, Paigey Pops?
Oh, yeah, pretty good actually. I'm on school holidays, so just taking it day by day.
Great. You've got a holiday plan soon too, don't you, to look forward to?
You've got 2 holiday plans already.
Yeah, Europe in September. But you know what I'm really excited for the cruise? Is to switch off my phone for 10 days.
Yes.
And literally not go on it.
That is a dream.
That's giving me anxiety.
Although Bro and I were talking.
That's giving me complete anxiety, just the thought of it.
No, I love it.
Excited. Bro and I were talking last night though. It's $250 for Wi-Fi for one device.
I've already organised my phone to be on international roaming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't be able to.
But you both like businesses.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Seems great. But it would just be more of a headache for when I arrived home.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Oh my gosh, your messenger would spaz out.
The world's ending.
Yeah. And you've got to, Unky Neil, don't you? Because you've got to organise
everything
to go out.
I think I've got everything pre-planned enough in my head where I'm at with who's covering gigs, and the girls will just be doing the basics. But it's that response time. It's orders that might come in. It's future leads. So you're away for a month, but it's say December, January, February, the future months that you might be missing out bookings. So it's you can't just switch off for the entire month. So I'll have set times when Terry's doing his social mediaing, because that's what he loves to do, and he'll document the holiday. I'll be right, just an hour a day, just have a look at a couple of things, and because it'll be nighttime, so the time zone difference, so I'll be able to just get a couple of things done and just switch off. And
perfect.
I'll be able to relax after that. It's just that initial jumping on and going, oh no,
yeah,
and it'll be hectic.
But what are we talking about? And I think
I've got a question for you both.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your New Year's resolution or New Year's? I don't want to say goals because some people take it so wrong. But visions, New Year's visions.
I think visions is a good one.
Yeah.
So leading on to what we were talking about, I think my biggest thing is my response time on emails and messages doesn't need to be instantaneous.
Yeah, they can wait.
They can wait.
They can wait.
Neil, 24-hour response time isn't bad.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Because I thought that was horrible. And I would literally, when people email at the weirdest times as well.
Yeah.
I would sometimes get emails at 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
like hen party
and you reply
inquiry.
that straight away.
Yeah, and it would just, my brain wouldn't be able to switch off. It'd be
until you replied to it.
Until I replied, until I did a costing, sent a quote.
Wow.
I went, right, and then who's available? So it kind of would
So
roll
you
a
were
ball.
literally working 24/7.
Literally. It was just one of those things that, you know, because it's our business, it's our livelihood, it's our reputations. It's booking that calendar is where we see success, and not having those bookings in or going, oh no, it's all right, I'll respond. Like, felt like I was taking a back seat on the business.
Yeah.
And I wasn't given my 100%. So yeah, that's part of my thing is like, oh, people can wait 24 hours for a response.
For sure.
The world's not going to end.
The world's not going to end. And it'll probably be like bringing more value to the business by thinking of it in a clear head, going, right, sitting down. Because so many times you respond and you're like, oh, I didn't actually think about that properly.
Yeah. Having more intent behind.
Yeah. Like putting together a quote for a bigger gig. It's like, you know, if you forget travel, like I remember once I forgot petrol in a gig.
Yeah.
And it was like 7 hours away.
Yeah.
I didn't factor in that, you know, that's 2 cars, that's 2 tanks of fuel there, 2 tanks of fuel back, which would probably be $1,000.
Yeah.
I underquoted $1,000.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's because I instantly sent that quote back and I was like, oh, 1 hour response time. Yep, let's do it. Broke it down, but I didn't take time to actually think about it.
Yeah.
And gone, oh, Neil, you stuffed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Neil, I got a question.
Go for it.
Have you had your lips done?
No. I want a bit in my top lip. My bottom lip's naturally bigger.
Yeah,
And
right.
even Terry says.
Got a juicy bottom lip.
Yeah.
they look good.
I was like.
I was looking at your bottom one. It looks good.
Top one, not there.
Guess what, Uncle Neil?
Are you getting another couple meals done?
I've booked in for next week.
Amazing. Is that part of your New Year's resolution?
No. Jodie would be so disappointed. Jod, what's yours?
I always like to set goals and intentions and visions, and for both business and personal. A lot of the business stuff I can't share just yet.
Yeah,
but
it's a secret.
I just like to quietly say behind the scenes I'm killing it already. I'm excited for that to just unfold, but there's lots of secret stuff I'm just keeping on the down low. But one of the big ones just in life in general is taking on the mantra of difficult conversations equal an easy life and easy conversations equal a hard life. So I really want to implement that a lot more in business.
Yep.
And it's easier said than done again, but I just want to practice that a lot this year. And then also when needed in my personal life as well.
You did really well because you said that last year after we went to a big event.
Yeah.
And you actually took it on board, though.
I did.
And then you started having those hard conversations.
Yeah, and it is hard for me because I'm a serial people pleaser, I like to say. But sometimes you just, and it's also being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Is that right? Yeah. And just being okay with it, and just, it's only for a little bit of time, and it very rarely happens, but I've just got to get a little bit better at doing that.
So hard to do.
It's so hard.
Some amazing teachers, and because you've taught everything yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, yes, you've had the people you've looked up to.
Yeah.
But you haven't had that structured where somebody goes, no, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Like you could easily just worm around it.
Yeah.
And I was like that.
Yeah.
And it was my bosses and the leaders that I looked up to going, Neil, you need to have those courageous, we used to call them courageous conversations.
That's a good word for it, actually.
Because they are. Like,
they're courageous. You need to be brave. You need to show up and you need to be brave and
that
back
nervous
yourself.
poo needs to happen, and you need to go in that office and have that conversation.
I'm more worried the nervous poo is going to happen during the conversation.
That's why you just work yourself up.
I role play it, right?
Yeah.
So if I know I've got to have one, I will sit in my room and have that conversation in the mirror.
Yeah.
And it has paid off. But then for personal, more self-love and just doing things for myself.
Amazing.
And family time. And
Cute.
I just obviously...
And I feel like you already are.
I already am.
You're smashing it, George.
I love spending time with my husband, and we're just
She's
doing
actually
that.
cooking.
I'm cooking more. We're going to go on date nights once a month.
Nice.
Amazing.
Locked in, non-negotiable, and then, spending time with the family as well.
See, I love that. And I think we've both gone, right, our business is our business.
Yeah.
And even Terry and I have we go to some amazing places, but we kind of get there, land, have dinner with the crew, and then it's just hell for leather. Yeah. Now it's okay, let's enjoy it. So
creating that balance, right?
It is, because it was so unbalanced last year. We were flight there, just hit the ground running, flight back, clean the house, do it all over again and just like continuous mix.
End of last year, I decided to take 4 weeks off. Amazing. And I've never done that in my life. The most I've ever had off is 2 weeks. And I thought to myself, I was nervous about it because I always am. I was like, what's the point in having your own brand and working so hard if you can't make those choices for yourself when you need to? But I'm sure that all my BL community would back me up on this, is I show up for them 95% of the time and when they need me to. But sometimes if I need time for myself, I've got to start doing that.
You literally got back from Italy or wherever you were from, right? Yeah. Then what did we do on the Wednesday?
We did the June show rehearsal.
Oh, we did the show rehearsal that afternoon.
And I flew to Adelaide.
And then you flew,
we went to Adelaide. So you
literally came back. You weren't even in Australia for less than 12 hours.
And then I was already back on a plane and working. So it was nice to have that month off. So those two things I'm taking into 2024 and I think it's going to level up my life.
And I think the biggest thing your 4 weeks away from the studio as such, but you weren't even away 100% of the time.
No.
You were able to do things as the managing director, like as a business. You were able to go visit.
Yeah.
You know, that North Brisbane.
So Nambour. Wholesome to be able to do that.
And that's amazing. Like, and that's where I think, looking at it, it's when you need to start growing your business.
Yeah.
Because when you're entrenched in it and doing the day-to-day tasks every single day, the business, you're not being visionary. You're not, looking 100%. At the next level.
Yeah.
So it's like
you see it from a different point of view, don't you?
Completely
if you step back, and that is a role I want to step into a lot more this year, is the managing director role. Still be as hands-on as I can and within the community and nurture the community. But taking a step back, I can see areas that I'm like, cool, I could level up on this. I can create opportunities here. I can provide this for them here and just really protect it a lot more. Yeah.
And it's so important. And I think, like, we were having those conversations and I said, George, I'm going to cut a couple of gigs out a month.
I was so proud of you. You've actioned that already, haven't you?
Yeah. And I was like so nervous because I was like, yep, cool, no worries. If that gig still like brings home $100, it's $100 I didn't have.
Yep.
But then, it's 4 hours out of my time of an evening.
Exactly. Is it serving you?
Yeah.
That's what you've got to think of as well. Hey, it serves the business to a point.
Serves the business
but
branding.
Yeah.
But also I'm like,
comes down to that balance.
Yeah, and how much time and effort to get that once a month gig going, and it isn't bringing me anything back in return when I could be planning, be at home, take the dogs for a walk.
Exactly.
Have dinner with Terry or have lunch with Terry.
All
like
those
that's something different.
Things. Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's not being selfish, but it's like
it fuels you in a different way that you don't think until you give yourself that time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's like kind of looking in the mirror and slapping yourself in the face going, stop it.
Yeah.
Like you need to like put yourself forward, put your partner forward and go, you know what? Just breathe. That $100 isn't going to break you.
No.
Yeah.
Like that $100. It's
not going to break you, nor is it going to make you that $100.
And it's not going to make you, but it's costing you more time.
Exactly.
It's making me tired. It's like, on the road for an extra 2 hours that I don't need to be at.
Exactly. That's right. Good job. I'm proud of you, Unky Neil.
Oh, we're both
proud of both of you guys.
What about you, Paige Pops? Do you have
God, I didn't think I'd be doing it.
That's okay. One off the top of your head?
Well, look, I don't know what my year is going to be like.
Yeah.
So taking it day by day. I'd like to travel more. So I want to book a few holidays for 2025.
Yeah.
Good on you.
And maybe make my bank account like a bit more stable.
Yeah.
Like I feel, I'm like living on the edge with my bank account.
She gives me anxiety.
Like I'll be in like the negatives one day and I'm like, oh shit, I need to put money in my account. Like it's just so sporadic, my bank account.
But you're a baby as well.
You are a baby.
You're 20.
And I got to remember
enjoy
that
it.
because I'm all for,
100% enjoy it, Paigey, because come 30, and that was another realisation
30,
I've had.
10 years
it's a long time, but it hits you, and then
it creeps up real quick.
And then you're like, do you know what you think?
What?
Shit, I'm a grown up now. That's the thought.
But that's what I'm thinking now.
No, babe,
like,
enjoy yourself.
Hell, I'm an adult.
You live in that reckless life.
My dad said, when you turn 18, Neil, now you can get arrested. But you're technically not an adult. Do you know what I mean? You're young, you're spreading your wings, you just want to have a good time.
But I'm nearly 21. Isn't 21 like the adult years?
Not anymore.
No.
I don't think so. They used to, people used to get married very young. They used to have kids a lot younger. They used to, you know, that whole house and it's not like that anymore.
It's different. It's very different.
There's another, I really want to save up for a house.
Good job.
Like I feel like I'm in the best position living at home.
Yeah.
To save, but then it's also like house travel.
I lived at home till I was 27.
27?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
See, I want
loved
to
it.
like have kids by 27.
Wow. Everyone's so completely different.
Everyone's Yeah.
I mean, I got to find a partner for that.
So anyone would like to contact Paige on Instagram?
Oh, I'm very picky. We all know that.
Oh, God.
But
Make sure you got good eyebrows.
Oh, God. And
Next
6'2". Oh, that's
Sorry.
funny.
Are we still going on or are we moving on?
so,
I'm not get over the eyebrows.
oh my God, eyebrows are so important though.
Yeah.
You know the story, don't you? I won't
been-
talk about it on here.
No, we're
but-
not going to talk
No,
about
we won't
it.
talk about it. I've been getting my eyebrows done since I was like 18.
So you're 40, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
No, I'm not 40 yet.
Back in the day, you can't say, are you 40, then back in the day.
Yeah, but like, okay,
Pinch her
so
nail.
when you were younger,
Beyonce's, isn't it, what is it? Madonna's vintage now.
Yeah,
So I'm
she is.
but when you were younger, skinny eyebrows were in fashion, weren't they?
well, love, I can show you some photos.
Skinny eyebrows were in when I was young, baby.
Yeah.
Really?
Like pencil thin
Okay.
for the girls.
But both of yours aren't very skinny. So you know how you said that you've gotten your eyebrows done since you were young?
Yeah.
They
That-
grow back.
They
babe.
grow back. It's only a myth. Like, I think
Oh,
it's...
it is a myth.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, is that a thing that brows don't grow back?
Yeah. So
Oh.
I
That's
think
like
it was...
where I was going with this.
Like, I think it was a generation before my generation, like parents' generation. Like, I think where they overpluck so much and like some of the ladies still only had that real
My
fine.
mum
Yeah.
says that.
So, but...
But your eyebrows are like perfect.
Duh.
Thanks.
Duh.
Oh my God, like if I have bad eyebrows, heaven forbid, you know, I'm having a
eyebrow
very
day.
bad day. And they've got to be sisters, they've got to be twins, not sisters.
Yeah,
They've got to
that's
be looking
so
exactly
bad.
I
the
like
same.
that analogy.
Well, we got something exciting today.
We did receive
Cabaret
something
company.
very exciting today for the Cabaret Company. We got
Do
the
a show
Stadium
this.
Cabaret video
So
from
exciting.
2023. But watch out on our socials for the launch because I love what he's done. It's such a contrast to last year's.
For sure.
I got a bit emotional watching it.
Well, I cried.
Paige cried. So it's got it hits
Neil doesn't cry,
different. Yeah. He laughs and he gets upset or awkward.
Yeah, I get that nervous
Yeah,
laugh.
it does. But we can't wait to share it with you all. But
It's amazing.
it literally came through as we're about to record this podcast.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd give you all the exciting heads up. And you may, by this time this episode comes out, you may have already seen it, but enjoy it because it just brings all the feels back.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll
sure.
put the link with it.
Absolutely. Down below. All right. Now, I have had a question from a viewer for some advice. She wants to say anonymous. Anonymous.
Yep.
So I won't mention her name. But she said, "Hi guys, I'm from Adelaide and I'm struggling to walk into any room with confidence. How do you both do it? P.S. I love listening to your podcast and love your energy."
Aww.
We love Adelaide.
We do love Adelaide. Some great people from Adelaide.
Yeah.
Do you want to go
Great
first
red wine.
with advice for our beautiful...
Well, I think it just comes with time. Like I remember the first time I had to publicly speak.
Yeah.
Like that piece of paper was like shaking like no tomorrow. But then when you're doing something you love,
Yeah.
you walk into a room, it's easy.
It is easy. Yeah.
When you know what you're talking about and you love what you're talking about, it's absolutely easy. Like, you know, if the room's got 200 people in it and I have to physically go around and talk to those 200 people, love it.
Yep.
And it's growing. It's like putting yourself out there and having those courageous conversations.
Stepping out of your comfort zone, which
Stepping
we
out of
spoke
the
about with
comfort
Janie
zone.
last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important to do so because you gain confidence from that, right?
Yeah. And being nervous is a good thing.
It's a good thing and it means you care. All those emotions that you feel with anything to do with confidence or lack of, if you're feeling it, let all of those emotions in, feel them, acknowledge them.
Poop them out.
Poop them out because they're there because you care about it, right? And then just use that and use it as your fuel. I'm taking it back to that. Fake it till you become it.
Yeah.
And just being like, no, I got this. Give yourself that pep talk, and you can do it. And you think that you believe in yourself, and you can do it.
You say that to me a lot.
I do.
Fake it till
And
you
with-
make it. Yeah.
like nerves and going back to nerves and a performer, when I can see a performer, they've done a routine like 1,000 times and they're not nervous. Sometimes it's boring because I just see them. They just do the push turn.
Doing the motions.
They just they're going through the motions. Like their facial expressions like aren't there. But when someone's like in the moment and they're like, I have to smash this out, 100, like I have to give my all, like 110%. Like you can see them and they're physically like they're putting their all into it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Even if they miss a step, they miss a turn, they they're meant to go right, but they go left. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Because that to me is like, that's a genuine person on stage.
And they're having fun.
They're giving it, like, they haven't given up. They've kept going. Because so many times I see, like, that people just give up. I'm like, don't keep going.
Just keep going. Exactly.
Like, I can honestly talk about when, like, I see lady perform. She's fallen once and we've gotten it on film. She's fallen it. She's owned it. Yeah. And, like, she injured herself.
Yeah.
Like, and Terry injured himself. Like, he fell off that stage and that stage was tiny.
Yeah.
Scraped his entire front of shin.
Oh.
Finished the song.
Owned it. Yeah.
Like, literally didn't take off the stockings, didn't do anything. Was like, right, it's got to keep on going with the night. Asked who got footage. And then turn that footage into a meme.
Yeah.
And like,
can we find that video?
I'm going to find it and we'll post it.
That's a good one.
It was the funniest thing ever. Just
don't take yourselves too seriously.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to own it. I'm going to put it out there before, like, it gets sent in messages, like, God knows where it goes. And posted it. And it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's I love that. That's important. Thank you so much for tuning in for episode 3. And we hope that you are loving our episodes as much as we are loving doing them for you.
Yeah. And I think this is so important for this episode was like, we might be a bit late to the party when it comes to New Year's resolutions and goals and visions that we have. But, it's the part of having our own businesses and being busy.
Exactly.
Let's talk about it when we see you out and about, like, come talk to us as well. We'd love talking to everyone.
I love seeing everyone at the shops when I go there and every second person, hi, it's great. I love it. So come up and give us a hug and ask us anything that you might want to and
Amazing. Right. And we'll see you out and about.
Peace out.
Love you.
Love you, bye.